Hey, everybody. Woohoo! Welcome to Talk It Up Tuesday with your girl, Marissa Danielle. I am so excited, so excited about tonight's show for several reasons. Not just because it's my show, but I'm excited because the guest that I have on today is a phenomenal gentleman. He is a military veteran. He is a warrior. He's somebody that I call a true avenger. And to bring him on today gives me great pleasure. And I just want to apologize to you guys. I did have a phenomenal woman that was lined up before him, but we had a lot of technical issues, technical difficulties. So we were unable to complete the live interview, but have no fear. She and I are going to connect. We're going to record our interview session, and then we're going to bring that information to you guys that way. So while Lisa won't be a live interview, the information she has is great. The business venture that she has is great. And we do want to bring that content to you. So we're going to do a pre-recorded interview and bring her on as a guest in that capacity. But without further ado, I'm Marissa McInnes. You can find my information on my blog site, www.findingherreflection.com. There you can find my book. And you can also find some wonderful content with affirmations, stories about overcoming, and things of that nature. You can also subscribe to it so that you won't miss a beat on anything that I have, that any information I put out. So without further ado, let me introduce to you guys Mr. His author name is W.L. White III. So let's bring on Mr. Will. Hey
everybody, how y'all doing? How you doing, Marissa?
How you doing? I'm great.
Well, I'm doing outstanding today. I'm doing outstanding.
It is good. That is good. Now here we are from Georgetown, Texas, all the way to El Paso, reconnecting. This is exciting.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like it's been a while since I've been in San Antonio, like about 2 years, and ever since I left, it's like, you know, the pandemic and everything started. It's like I haven't been able to get back. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
I did come back doing Cedric Bellamy and Street Legend Nation Radio, but you know, it was like 2 or 3 days. And next
it was
thing
an in and out.
It was a pandemic thing. Right.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. But you know what? Before we get into that, let me first of all shout out to Cedric Bellamy, Legacy City of Street Legend Nation. We loved you, said. We love you, said.
Yeah.
That's how you and I. Yes, that's how you and I ended up connecting. So I will be forever indebted to Cedric for introducing us.
Yeah, definitely.
But I said introducing us. I have not properly introduced you. So let's back up a bit.
Okay.
Could you please tell us who is W.L. White III? No. That's your author. Who is Willie White? Tell us who Willie White III is.
Willie White. Willie White is a young black man from Birmingham, Alabama. It joined the military, served for 22 years. Had to retire because of I was stricken with cancer. I fought it, beat it, survivor, move forward. We already know that's how I ran into you. And that's Willie White, like, you know, real quick and fast in a hurry, somebody who has to survive, continue to fight no matter what the odds are. My job is to extend my life force as long as possible to show God that I'm appreciative for what he gave me.
Yes, amen. And I introduced you earlier to the audience before I got you on air as a real avenger. You are a hero. You are a military veteran. So you put your life on the line so that others could live and live freely. And at the same token, you was also fighting your own battle. So you are a warrior, tried and true, inside and out. So thank you for your service.
For sure. And thank you for having me. And you know what? It was my honor, because there's so many people I run into in the world today. And it's like, wow, you know, I mean, I hear a lot of people say, thank you for your service. But there are those people you look in the eye and they look at you and they say, thank you for your service. It's like they get it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it doesn't matter if they were in the military or not. It's that they get it and they say, hey, you sacrifice. Thank you. And doors open, I'm gonna be honest. Doors open from those type of people who see you and they give you
Yeah.
the eye, like thank you, like a true
Yeah.
thank you, not just media thank
Not
you.
just lip service.
Right,
Right.
right, right, right.
Right. Well, so we did mention briefly, I did give a different name. I said W.L. White the third. So let's talk about that. Could you introduce us? Who is W.L. White the third?
Okay, I know my wife gets on me about this. W.L. White the third is this amalgam. It's a combination of the young man my mother raised and the young man that the military raised. And if you put
Hmm.
them together, again, it's basically who I am now. I used to be Willie Lee White the third, and that was fine. But now it's W.L. White. It's like, hey, it's your own distinction on your own name. And
Hmm.
right, and I'm looking at it and I'm saying, hey, I'm a combination of two entities, if you will. Your home, military, and what I learned more than anything is don't give up. Don't give up.
Hmm.
If you
Don't
continue
give
to
up.
fight, I mean, there's always some light at the end of that tunnel. Even if it's time for you to go, the light you receive, it makes it worthwhile. If you didn't
That's right.
fight, if it didn't fight, it's just darkness. So let's fight for that little light that we get to get, and that's what I'm about. I'm fighting for it, no matter how I have to. That's what I do.
Wow. That's what you do. And
That's what I
so
do.
in speaking about fighting, the series that you have created, and I'm lucky enough to have one of the books. There's two of them. I got one.
Mm.
Flux Celestial Genesis by W.L. White the third. See, oh, it's a three-part series. I only got one. I'm slacking. Boy, Jesus, I'm slacking. But so speaking about you being a warrior and you putting the two sides of you together and using that to be an influence on the world and on others in a more positive way. Tell me how you came up with this series of writing. What inspired you to do this? And tell us a little bit about it as well.
Okay, again, if you follow me, you have any idea who I am, you know that I endured cancer and I beat it, right? I don't like the lag there, but I like to move forward.
Hmm.
During that time, I needed something to focus on, to move past what I was enduring. It's almost like an out of body experience. So I was writing this story. Um, this story, I loved it. I mean, because I'm on book 3 now. I won't even go there because we only want book 1 and book 2. But I saw all of these visions and I started writing them down in the story. It came together and I was like, okay. And after that, I said, well, you know what can I do different? Because, I want to bring some type of notoriety, some type of attention to it. And my mother, believe it or not, my mother said, why? Because she's been with me the whole time. Remember, again, from when I was a child. And you got Marvel, you got DC, you got Star Trek, Star Wars, you got all these guys. She said, why would I want to read your story?
Hmm. What
And,
makes
and,
you
and,
different?
and what makes you different? What brings a unique glimmer to you, what you're doing? I said, wow. So I sat back and I
Hmm.
said, yeah, and I had to think and I had to look at comics because I've been reading comics for 30, 40 years. And I said, what are they not doing? What have they not concentrated on to give some in-depthness to? Because it's a whole lot of money in the Astro Zodiac zone. Well, nobody's bringing any attention to it. Well, you know what? I'll write the story. And I started writing the story. And I added some characters. Next thing you know, I had 12 Zodiac Guardians. And I was like, so everybody got somebody to relate with. Everybody's got their own little unique powers. And I
Yes.
just, I don't want to get excited because, my wife gets on me about, keeping my composure. So,
All right, Bird.
yeah, I get excited.
Well, I mean, but it is something to be excited about because
Yeah.
it's the birth of your baby. This is
Yeah.
the closest that you as a man will ever get to giving life.
I know,
You
I know,
know,
right? I
this,
know
this
because
is
I
this
can't
is
do
your
anything
baby,
else. If anything else is
right?
on my
This is your
body, I go
baby.
through something. Yeah, yeah,
So, and this is a part of you, and so
yeah.
to see that you know, and I have a special edition, and I got to brag about it because I don't know if you guys can see that seal. Yeah, buddy. Real
Yeah,
deal
yeah,
Holyfield.
yeah, yeah.
I've been certified, y'all.
And can I
But,
can I put this out because
mhm.
my first 250 books, um, we always talk about who didn't give back, and I understand, all of the big major corporations, they always say, hey, if you put your money into us, you'll receive back through stocks, bonds, whatever. Well, I don't have stocks and bonds. I don't control that. But what I do control is how much money I make. So anything I get after I receive 250 purchases of this book with authenticated and they got the seal raised, the whole nine, then those 250 people own one stock apiece. I have a ledger that I keep. I got the number you are.
Wow.
Nobody else could ever say it because the numbers have to match up with what's in my graph.
Right.
I signed it. I got a picture of it. I want to make sure that and I got your address. So if you change, then yeah, maybe I'm following you on Facebook or whatever because I immediately want to connect with those people. And
Mhm.
I want them to know, hey, I'm tagging in with you. But it's not so much as I need you to do anything more. It's so much as thank you for your purchase. And the first 250 people who bought books will receive one stock. And I'm
That
gonna
is
have, and I
awesome.
come right. And it's about giving back. So it doesn't matter where you at in the world. It doesn't matter where you at in the United States. You could be spread out. You saw something. You say, hey, it's a young black. I call myself young. It's a young black author, and I want to, I want to support it. So I want to give back to those people.
Now that is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. So, what made you come up with that idea?
Um,
You,
you,
I
you
mean, how
know,
did you conceive of that?
well, I mean, I don't want to go too much into politics, what I mean, because it can get heavy. But um, any community that supports you, I mean, I don't want to go into the individualism. I want to go into the people that says, hey, for whatever reason, I want to support this guy. Then can you imagine if I get as big as Disney and those people continue to
Ooh.
receive checks for the rest of their lives? They
Ooh.
can pass it on to their children because this is the one stock that you own, and annually it begets 100K. And maybe if you purchase more, you would have got more. But the point is, you gave, and I want to give back. And these are the people that I chose to give back. That's a quarter. My company is worth 250,000 stocks, and I'm gonna do it about 10, and I'm gonna give 250 to the people that's out there. You know what I mean? That's one
I
percent.
like that.
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna give back.
I like that.
Yeah.
Giving back. Giving back is something, it's a missed art form.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People forget that when you are giving. So I have this little saying I made up. Oh, man, I think I was a senior in high school. I said that life is a reciprocal handshake. When you reach
Wow.
out to others, realize they're reaching back out to you. And so anything that you do when you are reaching out, you're pouring into each other. It goes back and forth. And so for you to have that mindset and something that is so valuable and so precious to you, that's a beautiful thing. And personally, because I know you, this is who you are. This is not this is not something you just conceived of when it came to writing your series. You are a giver through and through. You can't be. I mean, you can't be as sincere about giving if you did not have the support that allowed you to be that way. And that beautiful one that sits behind you, on the side of you, in front of you, and all around you, my bird, she supports everything that you do as well. And so that's what allows you to have that heart and be able to give, because as a family, that's what you guys are.
Yeah. You're right. You're
I had to
right.
get that shout out because that's my baby girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
You're right.
so and so when people think about the series, what are they walking away with? Is it just an astrological series that has the zodiac signs or whatever, or what is the point behind the astrology? I mean, what are you doing with it?
Okay. First thing, I need everybody to understand that this isn't a one-time thing. I'm not writing one book, giving you a conclusion, and I want to write from there. No. This is an ongoing story. Hypothetically, I just need everybody to expand their minds, think of Star Wars. And you watch the Clone Saga, you watch all of these different. Imagine somebody just telling you chronologically how everything happened. To me, my job is to tell a story, and then my job is to find a script writer that can put it into a visual for the people to see. So I'm writing a story in the first book. The first book is simply, it's about introduction. I mean, and now that we know it's about astrological, you have 12 characters. We have to introduce them. The story is moving. I'm telling you things that are going on, but hey, this is the introduction. But this is the one that's the number one. Anybody that does sci-fi or comics,
Celestial Genesis.
right? Everybody knows that book one is the one that's always worth the most. So we go ahead and get this. So 10 years from now, you put this in a piece of plastic and you put it in the corner of your closet somewhere. Okay. And 10 years from now, you say, whoa, that guy's, because of the way technology is, I'm moving faster than like the average people did back in the day. It took them longer to make things happen because technology wasn't where it is now. But now that what technology is, we could be done making movies 3-4 years and have like a plethora of series and all types of things going on.
Yeah.
Right. We're moving faster. And if the public and society, they absorb and they say, hey, that's my character, that's my guy, I got super speed, whatever. And I talk about a lot of things, but I don't want to give anything away. So book two,
don't give anything away. They have to buy the series, or at least buy book one.
Right. Book one, remember, it's an introduction to your characters. Book two, it's more like, hey, we're going to get into a battle. We're going to do the normal fight. We're going to give you an impression of the individual's power set. That's what it is. What is
my power? Because I'm a Taurus.
A Taurus is this.
Hey!
You're welcome.
Yay!
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Pulse. He controls electromagnetics, photons. Imagine an energy beam. So if you look at the magnetic, the Earth, and how all the solar flares and everything, how is everything deflected? Well, when you take two magnets and put it together, you can feel the force. That's called the pulse. Take two magnets with the same charge and push them together, you'll feel a force. That's called the pulse. And you can understand, right? You'll understand this character.
So the guests are putting in they're putting their zodiac signs in the comments.
Right. I can't see. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't see, but there's 12 of them. If you look behind me, I only did the first 6 for the first book. And in book 2, I did the second 6 so that you can have like, okay, these are, but in book 3, I lay, and yeah, you got an idea who the bad guys are, but in book 3, the same way I did book 1 and 2, I lay out book 3. So I lay out all the bad guys for you to see who they dealing with. And you go, okay, this is on a divine level. This is like, they not only fighting on the earth and spatial time, they fighting on the ethereal level. You know what I mean? And what's ethereal?
That's why it's celestial. Yeah. I get it now. I get it.
Flux. It's not what you used to. If you take the movie, the Blue Creatures, Avatar. When we saw Avatar and we saw the lens that they want, we were all like, wow. So I was like, oh, I can do that because that's how I think all the time. Wow. Yeah. So, I'm going to hook it up, and I wrote the story, and we go to different lands, each realm of the zodiac. So from Aquarius to Capricorn, each realm is different. They have different societies. They have different realms. They have different laws of physics. So when they transport into different worlds, I explain that. So again, as you read, you got to follow. And the plan is to do 12 books, and just to bring some some love to the Zodiac. And while I'm doing that, of course, I want a game. I want the video, the cartoon, and I want somebody from the Zodiac realm to partner up with me so I can better infuse. They call it the moon, the sun. I don't see it. I mean, I'm a creative guy. I take what I saw, I made it into some superhero realms. They got celestial, angelic gods. I don't believe in gods, so I call everything immortals. Gods, we can't fathom God. I think man plays with the word God too much. I believe God is something we can't fathom, so we call God omnipotence. Immortals.
You said immortal so that you don't tamper with that.
I don't like the and you might see some words in there that say gods, but I use the word immortals because even in the Bible it says that a man that walks a certain way, we can call ourselves a god, but we're not gods. And if you don't play with the word and we stay in our place, if we believe in God, I believe in God. So I believe that there's a divine force that says, hey, these are the ways that I want everybody to walk so you can get where you go. But I want you to remember you have free will at any time and you can alter whatever I got planned for you.
Okay.
That's how I look at it. So it's up to us. And after all, the cancer, the military, I saw a lot of things in life and I was like, wow. I said, I woke up from a 7-hour surgery and I was like, okay, I get it. God, I get it. I said, I'm not supposed to
within us.
Right. I'm not supposed to go off and live this. Oh, you can make 200, 300,000 because again, I'm focused, right? I was an IT guy, information technology, in the military. So I was supposed to make a lot of money, but God said, nah, I need you to start over back to where your beginnings. And my humble beginnings was from when I was a child and I read comic books. So I started writing while I was going through cancer.
It all came full circle.
Right. And
Wow.
I tingle sometimes when I talk about it because I'm like, I fully understand that there's God. And I feel sorry for the people who don't understand. There's a force that's moving us. And whenever we can connect with it, I don't care if it's for a second.
Come on now.
I don't care if it's for years. If you can flow in that force, you're doing what you was put here to do because you intimately, nobody can tell you. When a son talks back to his dad, that's that force. Not because you want to go do something. No, because you feel something pulling you in the direction that you need to go. And it's telling you that no matter what anybody says, I got to be there.
And let me tell you this. So, and what you just said, what you've just basically proven a point that I've known forever and that many people have contemplated as well. Everything that you go through in life is for a purpose. Yeah. If you believe and if you allow yourself to go through those moments, you will figure out what that purpose is. So your service your love for comic books, your service in the military, you're enduring with the cancer, you're going through the treatment, you waking up alive again and realizing, oh, there's something in here, and you bringing it all the way back to your love of comic books.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So it all came full circle, but you had to go through you have to go through a series of things in order to connect you back to your purpose. Because had you started off there, you probably wouldn't. You probably would not. Well, you have been mega successful, but you would have missed the mark. So there's lives that you may not have touched because you didn't allow yourself to go through the process.
And I'm gonna go ahead and give everybody a reprieve. That's like a quick, like a rest. This book or this story goes beyond divinity, and divinity is what's going on in the ethereal realm. So what happened before man was made? I'm not saying that I have made up a story. I've created a story, and that's what I'm writing. So now we understand how God, the devil, no, not God, but we understand how the devil was here. We understand like how he fell. We hear the story from the Bible, but what if we could juice it up? What if he was tainted by something called the source of sin? You be like, what? What's the source of sin? It's outside of all his domain. Oh, So you got infected, zombie apocalypse. You know what I mean? And we bring that back into the universe, and it's to me, it's outstanding what I've done. But you know, you got these guardians that set up as a fail-safe to save the universe, but at the same time, you got these divine things that are happening in the background. And if you don't pay attention to them, like, what if somebody was able to venture into the Garden of Eden? Well, God already said nobody can be there. So that means that should be something that reflects out throughout the universe.
Right.
Because, and that's the kind of stuff I talk about. I'm like, yo, I'm making a story.
So you push the envelope a bit.
Right. I talk about the gods. So why did all the gods, the immortals, Zeus, Ares, Ra, why did all these people leave Earth? Why are they not here anymore? I talk about that. So I got one of the Zodiac Guardians that he had to deal with that. So we got to go and fight all these people. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot going on. It's not just I'm introducing. I'm giving you an introduction of power sets. We're gonna fight the bad guys, and then you're gonna see a bigger picture by book 4. But I have to give you something, so I'm giving you
my gosh.
Away. Right. It's
Look, I can't wait. I cannot wait for you to not to conclude it because you're gonna keep it going. But this is exciting because I mean you're taking something that's already existed and you made it your own.
They told me a long time ago. They said I can't remember exactly how it was. Basically, if you're lacking what you need, go back to the Bible. Okay, not a problem.
It's all there.
And I went back to the Bible. I started reading some Bible, and I was like, and then my creative juices didn't know I had this story about this epic, how we would all man would be ascended to the next realm by the time all of this is over. So we won't even be earthly anymore. We'll be above earthly. You feel what I mean? And I'll be able to explain that. So that's what we working toward, being. Man, how do you ascend to the next level? We look at physical things as we get hurt. We look at the mental things like, oh my God, I love her. But what if everybody was connected if we ascended? And Marissa, tonight we don't need to do this back and forth over the video because all I got to do is thinking and you know it. That's why we going. That's what I'm saying. Hey, I know. I got you.
I like that. Wow. Okay. Wow. Well, now that blew my mind. Well, so you're an IT guy. You mentioned that. So what other things are you into? You have any other businesses or side hobbies? What other things do you do?
Well, okay. Technically, I probably shouldn't be putting all this out, but okay, I'm into doing what I'm doing, and my wife, she's working on this new Pooshie thing. Painfully understanding Pooshie.
What is Pooshie?
Pooshie is a female. I don't want to say it wrong. It's a female line of clothing that is nighttime clothing. It's
intimate wear.
Not so much as negligees and all of that, but like, hey, I want to snuggle up and cuddle.
Comfy, cozy.
Cozy wear. So like we got these things called sleepers, and they come all the way down to past your knees, and it's almost like having your own blanket already wrapped around you. But it'll have a little character on it, and it might says "Kitty on lock." It might say "We want candy." You know what I'm saying? Just look in your windows. I can't give out much more. Look, I don't want to get in trouble. But it'll be out. It'll be out in like mid-January, February time frame.
Oh, it's something for,
and we pushing.
Can we pre-order?
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk to her about pre-ordering because it helps us push out like, hey, how much we need to actually order.
Because Valentine's Day is going to be shortly following when you guys release it.
Okay, so we got some excuse me, we can't call them. Yeah, can you bring one, baby, please? Um, we call the young ladies that's pushing the brand ambassadors.
That's
Okay, because
right.
they are serious
Brand
about this,
ambassadors.
and they say, "Hey, we believe what y'all got is dope, and we can do something with it." And I'm like, "Okay, you know what? It's female stuff," and and we ordered some stuff, and it came, and we looked at it, and my wife was
You
like,
have cute little panties.
"Okay, I don't want to go into all of it." No, babe, no. I'm talking to Marissa. I personally don't get into all of that. You know what I'm saying? I stay in my lane. But they do have women undergarments, and I try
Well, you
not to
know
put.
what? So we will have to bring Miss Bird on and
Oh
interview
yeah.
separately. So when she's ready to release it to the world, then we'll be able to do that
But
because you deserve
what I
the
can
time.
tell you is she wants to do a couple of pop-up shops because again, I'm listening to some of the things. It'll be a couple of quick pop-up shops. Anybody who knows, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this because not because I'm brown nosing and not because I feel like I need to be in somebody's whatever. Cedric Bellamy, Street Legend Nation Radio is who I ride with. Okay.
All day, every
So if
day.
you want to know anything about what I'm doing, you can easily get in touch. Oh,
I see.
okay.
Pushy.
Pushy. It's a little
Mhm.
wrinkle, but it's Pushy. Okay. Okay. Thank you, baby. Okay. And then we got another one. And we're gonna get 7 more images of Pushy,
Okay.
with all the characters. And she put hers in the washer, and of course, that's what happened.
I've been wearing mine.
You snuggle up, you sleep, and your man can't quite get close enough to you because he's like, I got to get through this big T-shirt. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but she watches it. She sit down here with, curled up in it, watching TV and everything. So, I mean, that's another thing we're working on. And we're going to move forward with some other things. But for right now, it's just Flux. I got the audio book. We got the books. And then I said, hey, for everybody who doesn't read or who don't read, why don't I add something? And I said, hey, I got the skill set because I'm IT. We discussed that. So I went and made an audio book. And the reason that I didn't, let's say, submit or upload my book to all these platforms that's out there is because they want 60%. And I'm like, why would I pay you 60% for something I created? That's insane. So I'd rather
Right.
just, sell my own and organically get the people that want to follow me. Remember, like my 250 people, because I don't need a lot. And all I can do is keep building. And we want to build into the audiobook 2, audiobook 3. And soon we hope to have a smartphone game where just the same way you play the Flux characters, it's 12 of them, it's 12 bad guys, I mean, our plan in the future is to be awesome. Yeah, we're not playing. We want to build. Go ahead.
So isn't there a takeover that's coming up sometime soon?
I got a takeover coming up at Miss Baby Cakes. Word of mouth. They're in Atlanta. I'm gonna release a 30-minute clip of the book. The book is 3 hours and 30 minutes long, 28 minutes long. But I'm gonna release a 30-minute clip so that people can hear the special effects sounds that we put into the book. The narrative. Hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Nilanjan Malikar and Andrew Burgers. Nilanjan is my illustrator, so everything you see with all the pictures that come to Flux, that's Nilanjan. He did that. I didn't do that. He drew the picture, colored them, he made it all. He's from India, so I like to give him a shout out. And I even made sure the narrator gave him a shout out because he did a lot of work and he brought the picture so that people will at least have something to look at.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? To at least try to grasp. And then Andrew is the narrator. He's from somewhere here in Texas. I know he was at A&M. He was singing on a cadet squad or something like that because I looked at the people I work with. And those two guys helped me bring this closer to my life. I want to open it up so all the entertainers. I got a guy in FDG Beats who make the beats for me. You'll hear I think when somebody's ready to sit down and listen to the audiobook, it's almost like listening to somebody watch a TV program in the next room. So if you go on a trip, you driving, and you put this in, and the kids listen to it, they're lost.
They're gonna think it's a movie.
Oh, they're gone. They're gone.
So it's not just them reading the book. It's not just a narration.
Oh, no. Special effects.
Oh, like a radio soap opera.
Right. I got when somebody powers up and shoots something, you hear it. All that.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Flux, let me tell you, I'm sorry, Mr. White.
It's okay to call me Flux because most of my friends and the people I know call me Flux. But my author name is W.L. White III. So if you ever hear W.L. White III, you be like, oh, he's gonna be here. But when you roll up on me and you say, yo, what up, Flux? And I'm like, what up? Because
you Flux to me.
Yeah, that's who they call me, Flux. All the kids gave me this name. Say, hey, you're not gonna be our OG. You're not gonna be this other dude. Hey, we're gonna call you Flux because you the dude that write the books. I was like, real okay.
Quick, what I need for you to do is give me your website so that I can type it into the comments. That way, people, if they want to get a hold of you so they can purchase, they know where to go.
Okay, so like if hypothetically, okay, let's go with flux-zodiac.com. And I'm gonna say it again in a few seconds, but I got the book 1, and that's the book that we doing the stock and everything. Where I got book 2 already ready. Book 3 is at the end. I'm in like page 200. I'll be summing that up soon, getting it published. So maybe we're looking at March, April time frame for book 3. Audiobook 1 is out. I'm working on audiobook 2. Okay. So I want everybody to know that this is not a one-time thing. I'm not getting me here. I want to keep building my legacy for as long as I can. So if you continue to watch flux-zodiac.com, you continue to watch it. You're not only gonna run into that. We got apparel there for each one of y'all Zodiac guys. You see what I'm saying? This is the Taurus.
That's me.
This is Taurus. Look at this guy. His name is Pulse. And he has electromagnetic
rays.
Right. And guess what? He's powerful. He can teleport. You know what I mean? He can shoot all type of electricity and blaster light. This dude has to basically deal with photosynthesis. Now, if you do biology and you like me, you be like, that sounds like plant stuff. And then you have to read his side of the story. I can't tell it to you. I just gave you to you. Photosynthesis. So anyway, moving on. I just want to say thank you for everything, Marissa. I want everybody to understand like this is not a one-time thing. I will continue to do this. You can watch me Saturday on Miss Baby Cake's show. That's crazy because I've been working with these people a long time and I cannot believe word of mouth. Watch my show because as soon as they go live, I go live. I'll finally be in a suit. I'll look the part. I'm an author. I'm a retired veteran. I'm a cancer survivor. And I'm busting my butt
all around you. And you're an amazing husband.
I'm an amazing husband. And dad. Yeah, I am a father. My daughter's in the Air Force. Shout out, Bree. Don't tell nobody I said that in the Air Force. No, she just finished training and everything. So, she just getting to her duty station. But I just want to say, like, I got a lot of love, and I'm a brother. And, some people say, yo, do the black author thing. And I do. I say it sometimes. Hey, I'm a black author. Just so you know. But, Marissa, not to take over the show, I got one thing to say. It might last. Babe, we say a shout out to you.
No, I heard your father.
Yeah, babe. I do want to say one thing. I was told that Black authors don't put enough behind their characters. So I figured that I wouldn't put out a book with low substance, if you will, according to society, unless I was going to build on it. I believe I put more than enough substance to each one of my characters. For those characters who I don't describe, well, I got a picture of them. I'm not going to describe something you're going to see and see the fulfillment of it. It's better than I ever described it. But at the same time, the story must move forward. So I want everybody to know that for anybody you don't see a picture of, there's I don't want to call it an encyclopedia, but there's type of like a dictionary, encyclopedia comic. I mean, I'm looking at maybe 50, 60, 70 characters. We're not talking about a little story. We're talking about an epic story. And, as long as y'all ride with me and y'all give me y'all support, I'll keep pushing it. And one day you'll have an interactive game. One day you'll be sitting back on Netflix going, wow, this is coming. This is my job while I'm here.
So we have one comment that said, I usually build my characters before I develop my full story.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I kind of see everything, and they're kind of blurry sometimes, though, for real. Like, each one of the characters were blurry until I was able to write everything down, and then I got with an illustrator, and then he helped refine me. So even though I got a character, go ahead.
And so I just started writing on my book, my next book. And so when I was doing it, there's a character in my book that I started writing about. And in doing that, another character popped up. So I was like, oh my God, I wasn't planning on having this up. And then I started writing on that because the story started to go a different direction. And it just as my characters came together, the story started coming together. And it wasn't intended, it just happened that way.
But it makes it so much juicier, right? It makes
it juicier, it just happened that way. So it's like I start off with my story and I'm telling the story and it's just one person. And then somehow, something else goes in. And so now it's like my first book was about me and the things that I went through. My next book has different people involved, but I'm seeing now that you can start something one way and it evolves itself into something completely different. It just depends on I guess the moment. The story finds its way to you. The story will reveal itself to you when you sit down and put your pen to paper.
So what I did for everybody who I would like to follow me, I said, you know what? What's the easiest way I could paint a complete picture for these people? I said, okay, I built the glossary. I built each character that I talk about in the back of the book, they have a bio so that you fully understand what they can eat. You'll hear things within the story and you'll be like, but when you see the bio, you're like, oh, okay. This is their power, you know what I'm saying? These are some of the things that they can do. Or these are some of the powers that they've acquired or whatever. But I also turn around and I make a glossary. So for all of the characters and the little names I make up, because I got a lot of sci-fi terms I make up, I explain it. I give it a definition. I give a reflection. If it's something that happened in the book and I didn't spend a lot of time on it, I'll do a reflection at the end of the book. It's like one of those characters saying, like, should we be doing this? You know what I mean? Because all you hear is the story. So to give it oomph, because again, I don't have 25, 30 people, a team that can write all these different little fragments. So I have to do everything myself. So I have to give each person each piece of the audience that's watching it, I have to give them the clearest vision that I can. And the way to do that is if you read book one and you get all the way through book one, so that means you read the definitions, you read the personnel files. I call them personnel files. It's like a little bio, you know what I'm saying? Like 1 or 2 pages, whatever. It's a picture. It's some information. It's a picture, where they come from, the zodiac zone, all these little different, their backstory. Each character has a backstory. So if I had 30 people, then they would be working on my backstory. I would still be telling the story of the Avengers, which is Flux. And then somebody else would be telling all my backstories. You feel what I'm saying? I would just get them outlined.
The thing is that you don't have a book. You have a series. And so you're going to have different characters introduced in different parts of the series.
All the time.
Stories will constantly develop.
Right.
And grow bigger and bigger and bigger. You get to know each character as the series progresses.
And I don't want people to get stuck on the Zodiac Guardians because that's like in book 1 and 2. Okay, we got these Zodiac guys. Well, in book 3, we talking about something else. I'm not a screenwriter, and I'm not saying I got flaws, but I mean I'm not a screenwriter. I wouldn't know how to adequately take this and deliver it to the public. I wouldn't know. I don't have training for that. But a screenwriter would say, I love your epic story. We're gonna give them this, and this over these so many seasons. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what a screenwriter would do. He'll say, you got all the juiciness, you just gave it to us chronologically. Nobody does that. Okay, well, I wrote the book chronologically. So you'll have characters that show up and they might not show up again for a while because this is what's happening right now. I might not talk about 20 years from now until later. So in book 7 or 8, then you might get back to those characters again because, again, they're still on Earth. We're on something else. You feel what I mean? Everything is moving around. But I keep people abreast by giving them a little outline of each time I change characters. I give everybody a little quick outline.
It would be great. So we have this thing called Brat Chat TV with my Military Brats Global. Shout out Shannon, Erica, Shanetta, you guys watching. So with our Brat Chat TV, we talked to another comic. Well, he was a comic. You're an author. But he wrote a movie, Nebula Rising, I think it's called.
Nebula. I like that name.
Nebula Rising. Nebula. So it actually it hit the short film festival. And it was a big thing. So his name is QDC. I wanted to see if we can figure out a way to get you guys connected because he has some similar skills to you, but the guys could probably talk. And
I'm sure we could
collaborate in some form.
Again, and not to take nothing from anybody that's out there, okay? I understand. I'm a name author, if you will.
Did you just say that?
I said no name because let's say.
Did you just say that?
No name. Is that wrong terminology? I mean, I'm just saying.
That's because that's a lie. That's a lie.
That's different. I'm looking at in the big scheme of things for the 100 million because you want the story to spread out. And I could say some certain things wrong, and if my people need to get on me, because I can always do better. But what I'm saying is, I have to earn my way for certain people's attention. Yeah, you get, hey, look out for this guy. Not a problem. And I don't have a problem with that. But me rolling up, just accepting like, yo, take my story, and they be like, yo, you still got some things to figure out.
Oh no. We share information. It's sharing information. For instance, I started an organization, the Put Away Cancer Foundation. Shout out Put Away Cancer Foundation.
Shout out.
I needed to get a video done. I wanted to do something to expand my brand. I didn't have the finances or the resources to do it. I just knew people. And a person, Cedric Bellamy, Legacy City, shout out brother, love you, connected me with a no-name Flux. And this no-name Flux put together.
Is that me?
Yes, you called yourself a no-name.
Oh, okay.
This dude Flux, they called himself a no-name, made me a killer video. Not 1, 2, no, not 2, 3. Wait a minute. Instagram, Facebook, 2 of my Put Away kids, 4 or 5 videos. Okay. And it was a person that had a vision connecting with a person that had a skill. We worked it out and we brought something to life. So you're not a no-name, and what you have, the gifts that you have, somebody else could use them. And the gifts that somebody else has, you could probably use them. It's called networking. And that's all Military Brats Global does. We are networking. Okay. And so I'm just saying that because that's a future thing. Okay.
Okay. And you know what? And I'll work on that, the no-name thing, because I don't like to diminish what I'm doing. But again, I don't always see the effect of what I'm doing. I just know that it's too many people out here. And, I'm not here to charge you and beat you up and cross the head. If it's something I can do to help you, if you moving forward and moving the people that look like us forward, just a little bit. It's like, hey, I'm not here to make us look silly. I'm here to make us look better. Oh, for real? Let me assist. And I mean, and I'm doing my thing now, and I'm thinking like along the way, I mean that Detra Russell. I mean, it's some people that came out of nowhere
Yeah.
that assisted me, and I'm
She's
like,
a big supporter.
you know what? And I'm looking like, wow, and I'm like, okay, I can't afford to stop what I'm doing when these people who came out of nowhere, which I never knew, but they say, you know what? We're gonna give you first. We're gonna give you your first dollar. You know that first dollar you get when you first open up a company?
You frame it.
And right, and most people frame it. Well, I'm not so traditional. I look more at like Miss Detra is somebody that if I ever make it to a big screening or something, I won't forget Miss Detra Russell's name. You know what I mean? So I'm requesting her and her people come to this event because I remember those 250 people that continue to stand out to me. Like I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? I got a couple people from the military, just who knew me as when I was a young guy out of control. You know how it is. You young people looking at you, and they looking at me now, and they like, "Yo, I'm willing to spend this couple of dollars on you." And I'm like, "Wow,
investing you, yeah,
right." So I'm like, I'm looking at things different. I'm like, all these people, and I used to tell people all the time. They say, "Why you always say crazy stuff?" Like, well, my friends are gonna be the ones that help me make it to the top. And they said, "Why do you say that? Because it ain't like that." Yes, it is. My friends are like-minded people that, like you, like think about it. You was doing your own thing. I happen to be a guy who edits some video, but I ran into you, like-minded people, and next thing you know, we doing putt, and we all into it. And now you're my what do we call it? My charity. You're my charity. If I make money, then I know for a fact that I don't want to say the other name. I know that Put Away Cancer takes money and gives it to the people that are actually suffering.
Yeah.
I remember calling the Cancer Society, and they was telling me that all the money they receive is for research. And I was like, how in the hell am I struggling? And the money you getting is for research. But right. I remember, after about maybe 4 or 5 years, I ran into a woman named Marissa, and she was over Put Away Cancer. And next thing I know, people were donating money to send to somebody who actually had cancer. And I was like, oh, that's the way I think it should be. You should be giving the people who are suffering the money. Why are you giving it to the researchers? You can't be researching that much because technically the government is supposed to be supplying all that research. I'm just saying. I don't want to get too much into it.
Well, look, thank you so much for that. That means a lot. I do want to wrap this up because we're coming to the close of our hour.
Sure. I get long-winded.
I have people that are watching. Somebody may watch it on the rewind when we do the retake of this, and they might be contemplating their own journey when it comes to writing or starting a business of their own. What word of advice would you give to that person that is considering their next venture of entrepreneurship?
Okay. In my Barry White voice. I just believe that, and I'm going to say this because I talk to a lot of young people, and I can't say this enough. It doesn't matter the people that are around you if they believe you. I was always the nerd. I've never been a jock. I've never been cool. My son is cooler than me. My daughter is cooler than me. My wife is cool. And they'll tell you. But my wife says, I like nerds. That's how we got together. I'm a nerd guy, okay? But one thing nerds know is to keep funneling and not give up. There's something going on. It doesn't matter because your knee got hurt. It doesn't matter because my hand is swollen right now. I can show you. It's swollen. And I'm still typing every day. It's almost like you're compelled to do this. That's when you know it's about you. And if you're a true entrepreneur, you nurture anything that draws you in. You nurture it. Unless it's evil, right? Right?
Unless it's evil.
Yeah. Unless it's evil. I don't want to be the bad guy. I want to be the good guy. So if I got family, friends around me, anything I got, I nurture it. So anybody that's out there, any young entrepreneur, nurture. Find the people that are around you. I got people that's trying to help me with the book and everything, and I keep telling them to slow down. They keep telling me you don't get it. But again, here we go. All these like-minded people who want to nurture what they see that we have, because I like to say we, they're putting in. And if you're an entrepreneur, I want you to remember one thing. I wrote for 9 years. I put out a book, and then they said it was a pandemic in the middle of my Comic-Con. So 2 months before I go to Comic-Con, so I can show the world my superheroes, they closed the world down. I didn't stop.
That's right.
But I didn't see no sunshine until December. What month is this? This is December. I just saw my light when people start saying, hey, this is kind of dope. They listening to the audiobook. They couldn't hear me with the book. But if I would have went to Comic-Con, they would have heard me. But that got shut down. What I'm saying is, ultimately, I didn't stop. What is the next thing I can do with what I have? I can take a book, regardless if I do it myself, but I got somebody else to do it because he got the voice for it. Andrew, shout out Andrew Burgos. Okay? But he was the narrator. And I took the book and put the effects in it, and now we got something even doper. All I'm saying is, if you don't give up, it doesn't matter if you're a mechanic, engineer, it doesn't matter if you want to be a diva. I'm just saying, as long as you walk right and you treat people right and you focus on what you're supposed to be, it'll come to you. Remember,
that's right.
It's always there. You absorb it every day. And everybody is pulling in on you. You're doing the right thing. You're doing the wrong thing, we know what we get. You're doing the right thing, that entrepreneurship, if you nurture it, it can grow. It can grow. And here I am 9 years later.
If you build it, they will come.
It'll grow. Yeah. They said that if you build it, they will come. 9 years later, here we go, y'all. 9 years later. I think
and this, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Flux Continuum. Okay? This is the Flux Continuum. This gentleman is a walking well of knowledge, as you can tell. He calls himself a nerd, but actually what he is just an awesome individual. So I implore you all to go out and check out his website, www.flux-zodiac.com. I did put it inside of the chat. You guys are able to
see it.
www.flux-zodiac.com. Yes. So check it out and see the awesome he has. He has a takeover come up this weekend. And once we get the information for that, I will put that on my page. I actually put it in this video chat, and then I'll put it on my page. So if you don't follow me already on Marissa Danielle, please go ahead and like my page and follow me so that you can keep up with all the great things that we have going on. And coming up next week, we're going to have another awesome individual, another entrepreneur that's doing some amazing things in there, because every Tuesday is Talk It Up Tuesday, and it's all about networking and connectivity. If you want to be a guest on my show on Talk It Up Tuesday, send me an email, marissamckinnis@gmail.com, or you can go ahead and DM me or leave a message on my page to say, hey, I'm interested. And we'll bring you on to the show, because all we want to do is highlight other individuals doing amazing things, because networking is our blood source for entrepreneurs. And whenever Mr. White gets back, we're going to close out the show, because he done got up and disappeared. Bird, there he go. There he go. He just got up and disappeared. But that's all I got for you. I'm Marissa Danielle, and this is Flux. Flux, thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yes, it's been a blessing having you here. Get to see your face after it's been a long time since I've seen you.
Just want to let all the ladies Talk It Up Tuesday know that I could be found on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Stop it.
Okay. All right. You guys check out my blog at www.findingherreflection.com. My name is Marissa, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.